Very good morning, dear children. Today we will continue with the second part of chapter 11, Human Body and Organ System. Today we are going to learn about circulatory system. Circulatory system performs the function of transport of various substances like water, oxygen, nutrients through different organs in our body. This is a system that consists of the heart, blood vessels, and capillaries. So, we are going to start by learning the heart. Heart is present almost at the center in the thoracic cage, and it is present behind the ribs. It is present in between two lungs, and it's slightly inclined, or it slightly is towards the left hand side. The size of one's heart is equal to the fist, and the weight of the heart is 360 grams. This is covered by a double layer membrane which is called as a peritoneal membrane. Okay, and inside this membrane there is a fluid which is called as the pericardial fluid. So what happens is that the fluid that is present in between the two membranes, it is going to help the heart or protect the heart from mechanical shocks. The human heart is a muscular organ, and it is made up of cardiac muscles which are involuntary. Involuntary means it does not work according to your will. Okay, so it is involuntary cardiac muscle it is made up of. The muscle is going to contract and relax. It happens with a very definite rhythm, and this is called as the beating of the heart. The heart is divided into left compartments and right compartments by a vertical partition, and each compartment again is divided into two chambers. The upper chamber is called as the atria or the atrium, and lower chambers are called as ventricles. So you have the heart divided into right atrium, right ventricle, and left ventricle. So this is the heart. Now coming to blood vessels. Heart is beating continuously, and because of that the blood continuously circulates through the blood vessels. There are two main types of blood vessels, that are the arteries and the veins. Arteries are the blood vessels which carry blood away from the heart. They carry oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood means the blood that contains oxygen, or the RBC is carrying oxygen. Arteries are deeply located in the body, and the wall is very, very thick. They don't have any kind of valves. Now, what are valves? Valves are basically those junctions which prevent, they are like doors that prevent the backflow of the blood. They help in blood passing in one particular direction. Okay, the artery that you see in this picture, it is red in color. Whenever in any picture where it's related to circulation of blood, if you see the blood being shown as red in color, it means that it is oxygenated blood, or it has oxygen. The RBC is carrying oxygen. And in the pictures wherever you see the blood colored as blue, you have to understand it is deoxygenated blood, or the RBC is carrying carbon dioxide. Okay, so here the one which is in red is actually the artery, and the one which is in blue that you see, it is vein. Whatever you have learnt about artery, the complete opposite is related to vein. About arteries we learnt what? That it is taking blood away from the heart. Veins take blood towards the heart. Arteries we learnt that they are located deeply in the body. Veins are not located deeply in the body. Arteries we learned the walls are thick. Veins have the walls thin. Arteries do not have valves. Veins have valves. So whatever you have learned about arteries, the complete opposite are the characteristics of veins. Other than arteries and veins, we also have capillaries as in the circulatory system. What are capillaries? You're going to look from the right towards the left, we're going to go. Okay. Now, arteries that are present in the human body, what happens is that they branch. As they are branching, if you see, you will understand that the diameter is becoming thin. So as they are branching, the branches become thinner and thinner and thin, and at a point it becomes extremely thin. That is called as the capillary. The capillary is the hair-like vessels which are formed because of the division of the arteries, and they are called as capillaries. The walls of the capillaries are extremely thin and they are made up of only single layer of cell. This property of the capillary is very important because it's because of this that exchange of gases is possible between the cells and the blood. It is because of the capillary that oxygen, nutrients, vitamins, etc. are sent to the cell and waste materials are collected from there. Capillaries further unite together to form vessels which have a little more diameter, and they are called as veins. So if you look at this picture, you will understand that the entire circulatory system, it's a closed system. Everything is connected to one another. Arteries divide to give capillaries. Capillaries unite to give veins. Okay, so this is how your blood vessels play important role in circulation. Now what you're going to do is we are going to see how heart takes in the blood and how it is distributing the blood. In short, we are going to learn about circulation or blood circulation. It was in 1628 that William Harvey described this mechanism of circulation in the body. He discovered all the working mechanism of every single part of the heart. So let us look at that. So the deoxygenated blood passes from inferior vena cava on the left. From there it enters into the right atrium. From the right atrium it enters into the right ventricle. From the right ventricle passes through the pulmonary artery, and from here it's passed on to the lungs for oxygenation. After it has got oxygenated, it is brought by the pulmonary vein into the left atrium. From the left atrium, it enters into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, this blood passes through the aorta, and from the aorta, it is distributed to all the different parts of the body. We'll do this once again, starting from inferior vena cava. So, deoxygenated blood enters from the inferior vena cava. It enters into the right atrium. From the right atrium, this blood enters into the right ventricle. From the right ventricle, it passes through the pulmonary artery towards the lungs it goes. From there, it collects the oxygenated blood is brought by the pulmonary vein towards the left atrium. From the left atrium, it enters into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, it passes through the aorta and it's supplied to different parts of the body. This circulation is very important for you all to learn. Now, even though when we saw the blood circulation process, we saw the left first and then we saw the right. Okay, so we saw one part and then we saw the other. It is not like that. Everything happens simultaneously. The left hand side and the right hand side, they work simultaneously. It is not left first and then right, or it's not right first and then left. It happens simultaneously. You have to understand that. Okay, so this is how heart helps in pumping of the blood. In case of a healthy person, there are 72 beats of the heart per minute. Okay, but this rate, it increases during physical exercises and also during emotions. It has observed that the heartbeat, it decreases during rest and during sleep. Even number of the beats, heartbeats, is more in case of infants. Two types of sounds are heard during the heartbeat. One is described as lub and the other is described as dub. That is why when you say heartbeat, it's normally described as dub-lub. Okay, so when the heart beats or when the heart pumps, 75 ml of the blood is pumped during every beat. Okay, so I hope that blood circulation or circulatory system is clear to all. Thank you.